High on Life received a big update for Xbox Series consoles recently, and now it comes with performance and graphics modes. So let's give both of them a try. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'll be checking High on Life on Xbox Series X. This game received an update and now it offers two modes, performance and graphics mode. So let's give both of them a try. Now prior to that update there was only one mode. The game would run at like dynamic 1440p 60 frames per second on Xbox Series X and like dynamic 1080p 60 on Xbox Series S. And I must say that the game was actually pretty well optimized after day one patch, really, right? So this is the game, and right now I'm running this game in performance mode. So yeah, it's actually looking pretty well. You know what, actually let me check the settings first, because I think, yeah, so these are the settings. So we've got chromatic aberration off. I mean, I disabled it because I don't like it. Motion blur as well, because I'm playing in 60 frames per second, and console quality mode is disabled, right? So that means that I'm running this game in performance mode right now, and I've played maybe for 10-15 minutes before I started this video, and I must say that the game actually runs pretty much the same in comparison. Like, there's no really a big difference when it comes to I would say performance mode. Like it's still dynamic 1440p in my opinion. So maybe they made it a little bit more optimized, because I don't really notice any frame drops. It's not that this game would run bad previously. So when it comes to performance mode, I don't really see much of a difference. The only thing I would say that, like, there's something about this particular game that at first I thought that that was chromatic aberration, but it's not. It's a bit blurry, and it's not about resolution in this particular case, in my opinion, because it's about post-processing. So I'm not really sure what kind of effects that they are using in this game, but they, like, the further away you look, like the more blurry the image seems to be. But that's, like I said, it's not the resolution thing, it's how, yeah, I just noticed a little bit of a stutter here. It's how the graphics has been treated by post-processing. I don't know really what sort of
sometimes it's nice to just fly around, you know?
What sort of filters they are using, but yeah, I don't particularly like it. I mean, I like the graphics, but like that blurriness is kind of like annoying a little bit. It looks a little bit better on PC, really, but yeah. And if, to be totally honest, if we switch to, oh, wrong button. If we switch to quality mode, that will make the game to run in 4K. Unfortunately, 30 frames per second. So the game is a little bit more sharp, sure, because it's 4K, but it still gets that a bit of a blurriness, right? And there's actually not really much of a difference when it comes to graphics. Yeah, the game actually looks a little bit sharper, just a little bit, but it's not like a day and night difference. Sometimes when you switch from performance to like resolution or quality mode, you see huge difference, but that's not the case with this game. It looks a little bit sharper, that's for sure, but it's 30 frames per second now. So in my opinion, it's just not worth it. Like there's no benefit of running this game in 4K, in my opinion, right? Like hardly any. Maybe because I'm playing this game on my 32-inch 4K monitor. So maybe on a bigger screen, you could actually see much of a difference. But even so, it's probably not going to be a huge difference. And I still don't think that switching, like sacrificing 60 frames per second for a little bit sharper image is actually worth it.
Oh, right, finally.
But like I said, it's just my opinion, and at the end of the day, it's people have different tastes sometimes, if you know what I mean.
Fuck yeah, Sweezy time.
I like these guns, they are kind of funny. So yeah,
Let's do it.
30 frames per second. Now obviously if you are planning to play in 30 because you want that higher resolution, make sure you turn on motion blur as well. I disabled motion blur because you don't need motion blur playing in 60. I mean, motion blur actually reduces the judder a little bit. It makes game to seem a little bit more smoother. Not by much, but it does smooth out things a little bit. So make sure you turn on motion blur if you are planning to use quality mode. Other than that, not really. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's stable 30, I would say. Okay, let's switch back to wrong button again. Video. Okay. By the way, I'm sure you noticed that every single time I switch from quality to performance and from performance to quality mode, the game needs to restart, reboot. Yeah, it's, you know, and this is like the game is so much smoother, right? It's just, yeah, it's more blurry, but you know what, like, who cares? Runs really well on Xbox Series X. So, like I said, I think I've read somewhere that on Xbox Series S it's 1080p, 60, and 1440p, 30 frames per second, these two modes. While on Xbox Series X, it's 4K 30, might be dynamic, or 1440p, dynamic 1440p, and 60 frames per second. And it's stable 60 for the most part. Like, there's some hitches and stutters here and there, nothing really major, to be honest with you. So I wouldn't really lose sleep over it. Like, you know, like, because that's the thing. Like, if you've got a game that runs 60 frames per second, locked 60. Like 99% of the time, and sometimes you get that stutter here and there. That's not really, you know, game-breaking thing, right? So I don't really have a problem with that kind of games and that kind of optimization. Like, you get these stutters once for a while. Especially that right now developers are still not using... oh, there's something here. Developers are still not using... direct storage for the most part. They lost the architecture properly. So yeah, the Xbox actually still has to decompress textures on a CPU, so that's why you get these stutters. But like I said, like the game is very smooth and stuff, so yeah, don't worry. So anyway, guys, that's the game. 1440p 60 frames per second on Xbox Series X. That's the performance mode, and 4K dynamic 4K 30 frames per second on Xbox Series X. That's quality mode, and yeah, the game is fun. Like I said, give it a try. It's on Game Pass still. It got quite a lot of praise and good reviews. Not sure if you're going to enjoy the humor and stuff. Some people like it, some people don't, but I would give this game a try anyway, you know, just to see if you actually like it. So guys, that's the video. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks for support. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.